What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Tori Amos, and we're going back to her debut album, 1992, Little Earthquakes. And the next tune is Tear in Your Hand. I'm trying to think of, if you're crying into your hands, it would suggest a more, stationary and perhaps miserable condition than just, crying down the side of your cheek, which might be a more subtle emotional reaction if you're literally tears are falling from your eyes into your hands or onto the desk or, what have you. It would suggest a more, you have been immobilized by the emotion in question. So I feel like even if that visual has anything to do with what the song is about, I imagine it would just only be the most immediate and visual part of it, and there would surely be more narrative or context at play, but without further context, it's hard to make sense of what that would be. But again, if you're crying, it's already an intense emotion, and depending on the nature of the tears, obviously you can cry tears of joy, but again, if you're crying into your hands, it would suggest more, perhaps, the other side of crying, which is to say, crying because of sadness or emotional hurt. Either way, let's find out what Tori has to say about it. This is Tori Amos, Tear in Your Hand, from her 1992 album, Little Earthquakes.
Oh, the world just stopped now. So you say you don't wanna stay together anymore. Let me take a deep breath, babe. If you need me, me and me will be hanging out with the Dream King. Neil said hi, by the way. I don't wanna leave your leaving, 'cause me and Charles managed to like the same ice cream. I think it's that girl, and I think that pieces of me you've never seen. Maybe she's just pieces of me you've never seen. All the world is
Layered vocals.
the black of the blackest ocean, and that tear in your hand. All the world is dangling, dangling, dangling for me, darling. You know the power that you have with that tear in your hand. Tear in your hand. Maybe I used to. Maybe this magical room is cutting my hands up every time I touch you. Maybe it's time to wave goodbye now. Time to wave goodbye now. Collaborate with the moon. I know you well, better than I used to. It's all clouded up my mind in the days of the world cool and never been. So you say, and
special tune. Like, seriously, that's a masterpiece, but I have no idea what it's about. The lyrical tidbits that I caught here and there were, you know, lyrical or like literary or poetic in their sound. But I couldn't stitch everything together. There's some moments where it was like, it sounded maybe more dangerous, but other parts of it sounded more reflective or contemplative. So, yeah, I'm really not sure what's happening lyrically, but her voice is just amazing. And the layering in this one, I love the way we heard not only, you know, sometimes a backing vocal of hers doing something different than the lead, but there were other times where the lead was like accompanied by another vocal of hers in a sort of secondary role. So I love the vocal layering, and just her voice. It's beautiful. Like, it's honestly that, you know, and the piano was here. Like, I've been focusing a lot on the piano and the reactions up to this point, and it was here, but it was a bit more dancing and in support of what was, compared to some of the others so far, a more full sonic tune, you know, big kind of drums, and had sort of a, you know, an emotional rock feel. Like, it had a bit more power sonically than some of the other tunes, which felt more intimate, and you know, you can almost hear her breathing on some of the lines, whereas this was a bigger feel. So again, the piano was there, and it, you know, I felt very early on that the idea that, you know, she uses the piano in her poetry became quite clear. It's here in this song, but it definitely feels more in a secondary role, more supportive. Whereas in other ones, it's felt like where all the energy and emotion is focused. But yeah, again, a masterpiece that I don't really know what it's about. So, again, shout out to Nigel. Really do appreciate you, and also, you know, patience for, you've shared a number of things, and as with a number of other patrons and people who've shared music with me, I do appreciate the patience when it comes to everything that I get through. Nevertheless, I'm happy to be back with regular reactions. Again, I'm a bit under the weather, but I feel fine, so as far as I know, we will continue for the next several days and on into 2024. So, shout out to all the friends of the channel. You know, this has become part of my daily life. It's something I look forward to every day, and no matter what kind of video I'm doing, I know there's people that I'll get to talk to about, you know, music and other things that I'm interested in. So, shout out to all of you, and again, for the Tori journey in particular, shout out to Nigel. You are massively appreciated. Let me know what you think of this. I will see you next time. Peace.